today. Every once in a while, I feel these iPhones don't know how to. They give me the Barbara Streisand lighting, uh, but nothing we can do right now. Hey, Ken Napzok here. We are alive as the age of Neel is about to begin. This is a Force Center vertical live video. You might want to subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit that notification bell, and all those good things so that you don't miss these when they pop up. I try to give people in our Discord a heads up. But yeah, we're here again, and I'm here to look ahead to the week in both Star Wars and on Force Center. Um, Quad Faces just reminded me the show comes out. Yeah, it comes out tonight. Tonight. So that's the first thing about our week in Star Wars and our week on Force Center. Joseph is still out filming. Talked to him over the weekend. Uh, yeah, he said it's going good, but a lot of stress from making a feature-length film. So he'll be back in action with us in the second week of our Skeleton Crew report. So Jen and I have the helm this week, and everything kind of got thrown, into the ringer with the change in the release schedule. I still don't understand why. I don't want or care or think Lucasfilm or Disney should care about the podcasters. Will someone do something for the podcasters? But this really, really messed up. Um, uh, this really messed up the Force Center record schedule this week. I cannot record tomorrow, but we can go live. So what Jennifer and I did is we have scheduled a live stream for tomorrow around this time, be about 9:30 in the morning our time, and Jennifer and I are gonna go live for in about 40-45 minutes. We're gonna do some quick overall thoughts. I probably will have only watched the episodes twice by then, or once maybe, I should say. And then Jen and I will take your questions. That's coming your way tomorrow. And then our deep dive will come later in the day on Wednesday. Also, I'll be representing Force Center on the Triad of the Force show. Goose and the team over there invited me to talk some Skeleton Crew Wednesday afternoon, at least my time, later for check your local time zones. I'm in the best time zone, the Pacific time zone. So people checking in here along with Quadfaced and Michael McCarsell. We call him Detective McCarsell around here. Maddie Gunner says, welcome to the Neel World Order. Natalie's here. Hello, hello. Um, yeah, I'm very, very excited for the Age of Neel to begin. I'm excited for Skeleton Crew. I've been excited for a while, but I had not been excited until I became excited, if that makes sense. Um, I liked the idea of Skeleton Crew, the footage last year at Celebration, which is crazy to think we're almost like 2 years from that. It's almost 2025. Oh, God, 8984M says, can't believe it's already December. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Um, so I love the footage of Skeleton Crew at Celebration, but this was low on my expectation list. This was low on my radar screen list. I was like, great, we'll get to it when we get to it. There's other things I'm more interested about in Star Wars right now, but that's changed. I obviously, when I do these vertical live streams, I'm not speaking for Joseph or Jennifer, but I can tell you the tone and tenor of Force Center for this show is excitement. And it's gone from, I think it's a show we need, maybe a low stakes, all fun kind of show. But as interviews have come out, I've not watched a lot of footage. There's a scene that was released this weekend. I didn't watch that. I'm just excited for what this show can be thematically. I think that's a good thing, and what this show will add to Star Wars Galaxy, not in terms of just connections, but just I'm in love with this perspective that they have the show um, looking show about and looking out is these four kids who don't know they're in Star Wars. I think that's a great way to look at the galaxy and kind of get them into the game as we all need to get in the game. So I'm excited for that there. So McCarcel says it's not out tonight. Yeah, no, it's out tonight, 6 p.m. 6 p.m. my time. Because again, best time zone, Pacific time zone. Thank you for the super chat from Adam Knight at Nightfall Productions. This one is for the early risers of Monday. Thank you for the super chat. I love that. I love that from about the Skeleton Crew and what it's about, and I'm excited about it. Well, I'm also super excited. Hey, Chris from Baraxium, check it in. Yeah, I'm bracing for that too, Chris. I'm bracing for that too. Yeah, Maddie. Yeah, Maddie. This is ForceCenter. We'll talk Star Wars. I don't want to get into the things I talk about on the Blathering, my own podcast feed, my own show, on my YouTube channel. But this is the best time zone, and none of that Greenwich Mean Time stuff. You care. The Pacific time zone is the best time zone. Okay, why? Because I get to watch Skeleton Crew at 6 p.m. Pacific. I'll be having dinner while watching Skeleton Crew. Michael says, I don't know why I thought it was supposed to drop on Wednesday. Nope, it got moved till tonight. Again, I was starting to say at the top of the show, I don't know why they changed it. I don't expect them to care about the podcasters. I don't expect to get a call from Uncle Bob down the road here. I live about 10 minutes from the offices, the Disney studios, though I don't know if Iger and all those folks are there. There's some Glendale offices too. You want to know the landscape of SoCal. Um, uh, 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 um, but yeah, I don't expect them to ring up and say, "Hey Ken, when's Force Center recording? When can we release this episode?" Moving it up by a day kind of screwed things up. So that's where we're going live tomorrow. But the big thing, I am excited for the age of Neel. I really am excited for Neel. Robert Timothy Smith plays Neel. He is a best friend of Wim, played by Ravi Cabot Conyers, and they had the kids out at London, which is crazy. Again, over a year ago now, and they just all looked, precious. And yes, we're here to try to protect them from the grifters, from all of them out there. But they're having too much fun. I love when a Star Wars character kind of takes over. I love when a Star Wars character kind of takes over the Star Wars zeitgeist, and Neel has done that. Grogu is perhaps the best example of it in modern times. I'm talking beyond, obviously the main characters and Rey and Finn and Poe and Kylo and all that kind of stuff, But BB-8's more the example of when BB-8 took over. When BB-8 was on Oranges in 2015 and 2014, he had taken over the Star Wars zeitgeist. Porgs in 2017 taking over the Star Wars zeitgeist. Kaloni and Claude in Rise of Skywalker. Okay, like that character took over the Star Wars zeitgeist for a little bit, as did Claude. But Grogu's the best example of a character coming in and just takes over. And I don't think you can plan for that. You can try to plan for that. I don't think it, but I don't. I think the Porgs was natural. They were cute. They had a good. It was a good bet for them to be a popular little side Star Wars character, but you couldn't have predicted what Porg Nation and all that stuff. You couldn't have predicted Ash Crossan just taking it and running with it, and all of us trying to catch up. And Grogu, as much as they kept it secret, for the most part, it was very secret. I had heard whispers a couple weeks before, but even then, you didn't think it was going to happen. Grogu's the best example, but I think Neel is going to be an all timer. Acolyte Basil was kind of a character that took over outside of the main character, but yeah, Matty Gunner, yeah, absolutely. B2 emo. I'm in the middle of actually, I'm not in the middle of my Andor rewatch. I'm at the end of my Andor rewatch. But B2 emo, a great example of a character that just, from the moment they come on screen, from the moment you see them in trailers, you're like, we're gonna like that guy. Neel, again played by Robert Timothy Smith, has that. The age of Neel is about to begin, and I'm excited about that. How much do you love Neel? That's what I want to know in comments. Matty Gutter, check it in with B2 like I said. JJ Hawkins says, I think they moved it to Monday for me. Hope's a sick day I had to take. Uncle Bob has got your your needs and desires in heart. Quad Vista says, are they going up against Monday Night Football? Confident. They are for me. I would be in a tough spot if the Miami Dolphins were playing tonight at 6 p.m. or kickoff about 5:20, and Skeleton Crew at 6. I'd have to two-screen that. I have no problem waiting. I could watch Skeleton Crew after the game, but spoilers, reactions, like you have to put your phone aside, and sometimes it's so hard just to put your phone aside. Darth Gunray says, "What does the TZ on the beanie mean, Ken?" Team Zoc. It's a little dirty. I need to get a new one. Team Zoc. It's my own personal merch on my YouTube channel. Go to my Fourth Wall shop if you want to get a Team Zoc beanie. Kyle says they moved the release to tonight. Only just found it. Well, look, I'm glad. I think we're providing a service here on ForceCenter with my phone having. Did I get butter on my phone? I feel as though I may have dropped butter on my lens. I just got this Barbra Streisand soft focus thing going, and no matter what I do, it doesn't. We're gonna live with it. T minus a few hours away, says Marjo. Before I get to continue to get deeper into Skeleton Crew. Yeah, I don't know why it just this happens sometimes, and I just can't fix it. I'm shooting on an 11 too. I'm shooting on an iPhone 11. Usually I get a new phone every other year, but I don't know if you've seen the state of the world. I can't necessarily just plop down close to $2,000 for a new phone. Sorry, Apple. So I'm working off an 11. Paco's here, said excited for Skeleton Crew today. That's great. We are very excited. Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And it's not that other Star Wars shows haven't been fun. Acolyte had a lot of fun in it, but it had a lot of dark undertones. Ahsoka had a lot of fun in it, a lot of great things. It was, Ahsoka did what it needed to do. But I don't think we've experienced fun like this in Star Wars in a while, where hopefully the good faith people, are going to be able to put aside any misgivings they have in the show and just go on the adventure with these kids. JJ Hawkins says, "Ooh, Babu Frick. I forgot about Babu. I'm crazy. I forgot about Babu Frick. Babu Frick is another example of a zeitgeist character, a Star Wars zeitgeist character who just took over the conversation." There you go. Chris Rita says it's something like out of a dream. Yeah, it's really, it's a little bit with lighting too. It's just so weird. It's so weird. It drives me insane. But I also got to get the studio ready. Jen and I are about to record. So here's what we're gonna record today. It's almost like I got lens flare. I got permanent lens flares on this thing. Jen and I are about 28 minutes from recording, and we're gonna do some Star Wars news and some Star Wars ranked. The news, there is a lot of. There is not a lot of news, so we're going to cover one news story, and we're going to see where the conversation goes. It is going to be a news story about the Denis Villeneuve information that came out about him not wanting to direct a Star Wars movie, but blaming it on the Ewoks. We're going to talk about that, but it's going to get into, we're going to see where it goes. Jen and I are going to have an honest conversation about the state of Star Wars discussion that's going to come out of the news story. So that's coming your way. And then we're doing a Star Wars rank that will come out on Friday. This is where I'll need your help. And I see that question. Maddie Gunner's got a question about Skeleton Crew. Before I end this stream today, if you got a super chat question, or just a question overall, because I'm glad you're all here, leave it. I'll get to it here. We're going to do a Star Wars ranked on best, our favorite Star Wars outfits from the original trilogy. Our favorite looks, our favorite costume design, whatever you want to describe it. We're going to cover the original trilogy, and then we'll do the prequels, sequels, and other things as well. So if you have a favorite outfit from Star Wars, do it. Sheedy from Tanini says it's like those old Liz Taylor White Diamonds commercial soft lighting. It really is. It's so funny. It does it, and it does it when I film my ASMR channel. I use this phone to film, and sometimes it does it, and sometimes it doesn't. And then it does. You can't fix it. You just have to start over, and I couldn't start over because the stream was going. Carmen says, "Love Star Wars Ranked." Thank you. I hope you guys are enjoying the new version of Star Wars Ranked. Maddie Gunner says, "Over under on Hondo watch ending." The over under is what is. I don't know if that's the correct betting term. I'll just say this: I don't think Hondo's going to show up in the show. I don't think I don't think the performer will be a part of Star Wars. How about that? You can find someone else to do the voice, maybe. But I don't expect Hondo to show up. Is my bet there. 8984M says, how long does the recording typically take? Obviously, depends on the episode length. I estimate our episodes with Jen and I have been going about 35, 40 minutes. So we record those. We'll take about 2, 3 minute break. We'll record Star Wars Ranked. And then I have to get those ready. So the audio and the video, I'm usually done. If we start at 10 a.m. my time, I'm usually done finishing uploading all the Star Wars ForceCenter stuff by about 3 or 4 p.m. So it's a full Monday for me. Doesn't take a ton on the post-production. We record live to tape, errors, mistakes, and all to help speed up that process. Also, I'm just a broadcaster, so I don't like to edit audio and take out the ums and like who cares? I don't do that. That's how long it takes. We've got some outfits. Chris Williamson says honorable mention: Lando wearing Han's clothes at the end of Emperor Strikes Back for whatever reason. Love it. That could be a great choice. Marjo says anything Padme. So when we get to the sequels, prequels, excuse me, we're definitely gonna have some Padme stuff. Chris Ryans, Chris from Broaxium. Check out Broaxium's channel, of course. Luke's outfit at the end of A New Hope, sharp. I'll just, since you're all here watching live, that's a potential pick. It's on the list. It's on the list. 898 Firm's taking the over too. Han Solo, but what Han Solo? But what Han Solo? It's not just about jacket versus vest. It's about vibes. Hoth Han, Hoth Leia. A lot of the Hoth stuff is a sneaky pick for me. Michael McCarthy says, as much as I want it, I think time for Han to appear in live action has passed. 898 for him says, appreciate the work you do. No, we appreciate you, Brady, hanging out there. Lando, that cape. Lando, I call it Barrett Administrator Lando. Great look, classic look. That's going to be on the list as well. Whether it makes the top 5, you're going to tune in to find out. JJ Hawkins says, I just so want Hondo and Ezra to see one another again. I want to be clear. I love the character of Hondo. And I think there is a place for him in a Star Wars live action show. And I think they could do it. I mean, just look at Galaxy's Edge. Just take that animatronic and put it in a show. I just think there's some complications in the casting. And I don't want it to... I definitely... Look, if I would trust Dave to bring in Hondo in the right way. I don't want it to be... I don't think it would be wedged in. That's in Skeleton Crew. He definitely could exist in the timeline. He's definitely a pirate. I think the chances are high. I just think it's for reasons. Now, Chris says something that I find interesting. If Afra shows up, that would be amazing. Speaking of characters who would make fun of my soft focus that my phone has given me today. Speaking of characters who are long overdue showing up in other media, specifically live action, but animated as well. Dr. Afra, Dr. Chelly Afra. This has been a fan favorite character since, 2015? When she kind of showed up with a little bit of the, I remember I used to call her like Vader's kind of fangirl, girlfriend kind of vibe. I didn't really get the character the first couple of issues she came out. And then immediately you get the character, and she's definitely not Vader's girlfriend. And she's definitely, well, she was a fangirl a little bit. She's definitely a whole lot more. And I'm with you all. I love that character. And yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why she hasn't shown up. I mean, I could maybe put some guesses out there that aren't the good answers. I think we all can think of the reasons Dr. Chelly Afra has not been taken out in front of the entire Star Wars world. But I think we could push past that, and we could just put the character in a show and see what happens, because it's a great character. And I think Dr. Afra deserves... I think Dr. Afra deserves some great stories, and she's gotten some great stories over the years. She's gotten some weird, wild stories, but that's Dr. Afra. That's what we want. John Myers is here, says, the GOAT, Ken. I do love goats. What is your hype level from 1 to 10 on Skeleton Crew? You know what? I'll say this. It's high. It's like 9. I mean, it's 10. Here's the thing. It's 9 overall, but it's 10 because it's new Star Wars. This is new Star Wars Day, and I've seen people celebrating that. Putting that out there. My buddy Alden Diaz talked about new Star Wars. Kelly Knox was tweeting out, or skeeting, whatever you want to say, posting. about new Star Wars Day, and I've said for years, and with a lot of you, there's nothing better than that moment where the logo shows up. Now we got the Disney Plus faces, the little music cue. If it's in the theater a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, and there's like a 2 beat section between those words and the logo and the show starting. New Star Wars. There's nothing better as a Star Wars fan than that little half a beat, that little like one and boom, that little second we're all living in. It's the greatest feeling in the world. New Star Wars is on the way. You're gonna find new characters to love. You're gonna fall in love with Neel even more. You're gonna learn things. You're gonna have things to talk about, maybe things to debate in a good faith kind of way. I think it's. I love that section. I love that little section of new Star Wars. That is why, if you've read my book Why We Love Star Wars, I'll say it ranks pretty high. That moment. PLD Projects is here. No one tell Paul at PLD Projects that I don't feel Hondo's going to show up in this show. Don't tell him. Don't tell him. Chris Williamson says new prop bet for Skeleton Crew. Will we get a scroll or photo scroll or proto scroll for the first episode begins? Ooh, proto scroll. I think proto scroll. I love the proto scrolls. Best example of that being Solo, which quite frankly is from Willow. If you've gone back and watching, that's not. If you've gone back and watching, if you've gone back and watched Willow, the film, directed by Ron Howard, it's got the what Chris is kind of calling the proto scroll. Acolyte kind of had that too. But then Ron Howard and team bring it back for Solo. And I would love to keep the classic scrolls. Here we go. We'll do the classic scroll. I would love to do that for the films and for the, I guess, saga films. You know, whether they call the new films episodes 10, 11, 12, 13, I don't care. I actually hope they do. I don't need them to be officially Skywalker sagas to have episode numbers. But I think the films should have the full scrolls. Those are fun. That's part of it. But the proto scrolls, I think Solo is great. I love that one. I think it's really well done. It works well in Willow. So I think that's what we'll have here. I think we need something. Um, PLD say, yeah, you must have cut out for a second. Yeah, sorry. I don't think Hondo's there. Sorry, PLD. 898 from House asks, how do you feel about seeing aspects of 80s childhood in the galaxy? I'm really excited for that. And I know people have debated it. I know there's probably something more to Aten, the planet that they're on. Um, I'm excited to find all that out. But even if there's nothing, even if this is just a planet in Star Wars that has Burbankian-like suburbs where I live, I'm down with it. I think it's a great idea. It goes beyond just it goes just beyond, hey, these are these kids in the suburban doldrums. But if this is a story about trying to reach everyone who feels they're not connected to the story, um, I think this is a great way to do it. And it's different. And we hear a lot about Star Wars not doing new things or taking chances and everything. And a lot of people mean that on a bigger scale. But I think things like this, ask yourself why not. So a creator comes in the room, says we want to pitch the story. It's going to start literally in the Star Wars suburbs. It's going to look like the ET house. Why not? Let's figure it out. So I'm excited for that. And again, thematically connecting to this, we are all part of the story. I always say Star Wars is about the hope of tomorrow being present today. Your journey has already begun. I put that out there on Instagram about 3-4 years ago on a May 4th day, and I go back to that a lot. We are all kind of stuck in our own little places. We are all feeling as though we're not on some sort of grand adventure. But whatever you're on, it's already begun. Your adventure has already begun. You're where you're at because of everything that led you to this moment. And I think Skeleton Crew is going to have a lot of that. If this is a story about 4 kids that don't know they're in Star Wars, they don't know that their adventure has already begun. The suburbs are a perfect place to start for all of that there. Perry Wakefield says, thank you for the super chat, by the way. I love new Star Wars Day. I think the kids will help Ahsoka and Sabine get home. I think the show's going to be a lot of fun. I know a lot of people are talking about that theory, and I don't go for a lot of theories, wild or not, but there's a chance of that. There's a chance of that. And then it would be interesting. Then we'll have the discussion again of of a major thing from one season of a show being resolved in another show and then going back to a second season, and we'll have that discussion again. I love, underline, I love the Din episodes of Book of Boba Fett. I also, as you all know, if you watch or listen to the show, love the Book of Boba Fett. It's one of my favorite Star Wars shows. It's all connected to me. And sorry, I come down pretty harshly on that debate. They resolved it in another show. No, they didn't resolve it in another show. This is an ongoing, living document of Star Wars history. And thematically, what goes on with those Din episodes in Book of Boba Fett absolutely connects to the themes present in Book of Boba Fett. So if we got this here, if this becomes the adventure, and Ahsoka and Sabine get home, if that's what they wanted to do, it'd be great. I'd be down for it. I don't know. I certainly don't think they pitched the show like that. I think that's something that could have emerged over time. So there you go. 898 from Star Wars kids who don't know they're in Star Wars is a great way of putting it. Yeah, and that's the creator sold me on that. All right, I've almost run over time. I've got to go refresh my coffee. Cloud City coffee cup here. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for supporting. We do this every Monday. I sit down and look at the week ahead in Star Wars and the week ahead in ForceCenter. News show is going to come today. We're going to release the news show later in this afternoon, as soon as I can get it edited and out. Tomorrow, 9:30 Pacific, Jennifer and I will be live, giving our first reactions, our gut reactions, and a surface level review of the show, and then taking your questions. And then Wednesday, deep dive, be Wednesday afternoon, our time. Also, Wednesday I'll be appearing on Triad of the Force, Goose's show, talking Skeleton Crew with them in the afternoon, my time, the best time zone. And then Friday, Star Wars ranked the best Star Wars outfits of the original trilogy, our favorite ones from those films. And if you're in the Discord, pop in there, patreon.com/ForceCenter, get into our Discord, go to the Star Wars rank section, and put your favorite outfits. It might help us choose. All right, I think that's it. Thank you for super chats. Thank you for supporting. And now, with my soft focus in place, I get to go do the old man boomer thing of looking for that X. There it is. There it is. All right, bye. We'll see you next time here on ForceCenter.